Hi guys, this is the second part of 4.9 day 3 really. I'm glad that you guys all asked good questions because then I was able to gauge you guys and give you a second day with it. So keep communicating with me. I'm here for you. As you can see, you get a pretty quick response before 4 p.m. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to graph two quadratics on one plane. So we're not really doing anything new. We did systems of inequalities, lines, and we graph both and we sketch the point of intersection, and we're going to do the same thing with this. We'll do 3 examples here and you'll do the rest for homework in your notebook and post it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch y is greater than x squared minus 3. So I need to find the vertex. So negative b over 2a is my x. And we do not have a b, so it's 0 over 2, which is 0 for my x coordinate. Substitute that back in, and my y coordinate is going to be negative 3. So my vertex is going to be 0, negative 3. So I'm going to plot that first. And then I want to plot, it's in standard form, so I can just look at this for my y-intercept. C is my y-intercept, which is negative 3, which we see here. So that means we do need, because it's my vertex and same as the y-intercept, we need another point. Put any value you want in there for. So you could do an x, y, t table for this. You could do any value you want. There is no right or wrong because it's an infinite number. If we put 1 in for x, we're going to do 1 squared minus 3, which is 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. So you have 1, negative 2. And then go to the other side, because that's the axis of symmetry. It's just greater than, not equal to, so we're going to use a dotted line. Make sure your lines are proper so you don't get points off. And then we have to figure out if we're shading inside or outside, so we do our tests. Some of you guys put fantastic work down for this. I'm going to put 0, 0 in, so we'll just rewrite this so you can see it clearly what I'm doing. So is 0 greater than negative 3? It is. So that means with my highlighter, I think the highlighter is just so much clearer. Maybe crayons at home would be clearer for you guys. I'm going to shade inside because it's true. So I'm going to shade all inside here. And we're going to do now, we're going to graph the second quadratic. Well, I'll use a different color so you can see it. You guys should use a different color at home, maybe one pen, one pencil. And then the point of intersection, just like the line, is going to be our solution set. So now I'm going to go back to the pen. And I'll use blue now, just so you can see the difference. So pen color, we'll do pirate blue. So now we're going to graph y is less than or equal to negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 2. So for my vertex, the x coordinate equals negative b over 2a, which is negative 4 over negative 4, which is 1. Plug that back in for my y coordinate, so you practiced with that the last 2 nights. And we're going to get negative 2 plus 4 plus 2, which gives me 4. So my vertex here is going to be 1, 4. So again, using a different color helps so you don't get confused. So 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to find the y-intercept. In this case, it's just the c, which is 2. So whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So we're going to use that symmetry. It equals it, so we're going to do a solid line. Now, again, you're going to do a test point, so we'll do 0, 0. So my test, I'll write that in blue, is 0 less than or equal to, once you put 0 in there, too. The answer is yes, it's true. So we're going to shade inside of here. So let's see if I can get a different color for the highlighter. I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, I can't. So what I'll do is I will use the pen to shade this so you can see. So we're going to shade the inside, and the point of intersection is a solution set. So this right here, the inside here, is a solution set. So I'll shade that a little better. Okay, and then that's your final answer. Your final answer is every single point within this area here is a solution set. Now, Again, this is using my computer, which is not as ideal as a Promethean. So I do have the answer on the next slide. You can see it a little bit better here, a little bit clearer. So let's do another one. And again, feel free to pause at any time, practice it on your own before you have the homework, and then check your answer. So all the ones on the homework and now will be in standard form, so it'll be a little bit easier for you guys since we have systems. So again, we're going to graph y is less than or equal to negative x squared plus 4. The x coordinate of the vertex is negative b over 2a, which we don't have a b, so again, it's going to be 0 over negative 2, which is just 0. And then the y coordinate is going to be 4. So the vertex is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same as the y-intercept. So unfortunately, we can't just use the y-intercept to plot it. We're going to have to put a point in. So for the second point, you could put 1 in for x. To see, anything will work. But you could put 1 in. I like always going 1 to the left or 1 to the right of my vertex. And when you put 1 in, you're going to get negative 1 plus 4 equals 3. So my point will be 1, 3. So again, you guys did that already. 1, 2, 3. And then the symmetry tells us we're going over here, and it's going to be a solid line. Before we do the test point, I just want to emphasize some characteristics. There's a negative a, so negative a means goes down, so I know we're right. Now for the test point, to know if we shade inside or outside. So for a test point, 0, 0 is not included, so I'm going to test 0, 0. So is 0 less than or equal to 4? And it is, so we're going to shade inside. So instead of going to the highlighter, because I realize I only have one highlight color, I'll use different directions of lines for you guys, which you could do on your paper. But for the second line graph, I am going to use a different color pen, because I just think it makes it neater. So my recommendation for you guys is to not only, please don't do it in just pencil, do 1 in pen and 1 in pencil to make it a little clearer. So now the second one is y is greater than x squared minus 2x minus 3. So again, my x coordinate of the vertex is negative b over 2a. So we're going to have 2 over 2, which is 1. And my y coordinate, you're going to plug it in as 1 minus 2 minus 3, which gives me negative 4. So my vertex is 1, negative 4. And we're going to plot that. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. I see I plot points as soon as I get them, so it doesn't get confusing. And now we need to find a point outside. I would do the y-intercept. So the y-intercept in this case is 0, negative 3. It's just your c, or you just put 0 in for x. So 1, 2, 3. And then go to the other side. This is just greater than, not greater than equal to, so it must be a dotted line. Be very careful to make sure if it's a dotted line or a solid line. This means this is not included. And again, this is a little off because it's my computer, but we're going to get the gist of it and you'll get a better graph on the next page. So the test is pick any point. You can pick 0, 0. So is 0 greater than or equal to negative 3? And the answer is yes. So we are shading inside here. So inside here, you can see that the point of intersection is this area right here in between the dotted line of the red parabola and the solid line of the blue. And again, to make it a little clearer for you guys, look on the next slide. That's the solution set. Oh, they use red and blue too. Okay. One more example, and again, you can feel free to pause it to try it out and then check against mine. Last one before your homework. So this is supposed to be a squared here. So we're going to graph y is greater than or equal to 2x squared minus 4 first. And again, for the vertex, the x is going to be negative b over 2a. So we're going to get 0 again. And my y is negative 4. So anytime you're missing the x term, it's always going to be the y-intercept. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have to find another point that satisfies there. So second point, put any value in. You could put a 1 in there. So you're going to get 2 minus 4 equals negative 2. So I actually created a table, just so you know. You put 1 in, you're going to get 2 times 1 squared minus 4, and that's the work. So you're going to get 1, negative 2 is your other point. So 1, -2, and then this side as well. It includes it, so solid line. And again, I'm running on my computer, so it's really not as crisp as I would like. Check my test point is 0, 0. So is 0 greater than or equal to -4? And it is. So we're shading inside here. You could shade with one color and then shade with the other color. My shading is not so great on the computer, so I'm going to just do the lines. Now we're going to change to blue. I just have to get this for some